And we're live. Welcome to the show. I'm the Headless Horseman. Big shout out to White Bat Audio on YouTube, Carl Casey, for the music. They make copyright free stuff. Go check them out. We are going to crack open all the packs I won from pre-release last night. So if you didn't watch the last stream, I won my pre-release with a 4-0 record. Here's my prize pack. I already discussed the deck I use. It was Simic Control. But we already discussed all that. We are here to crack packs. Let's see if we can adjust the camera just a bit, straighten that out. Big shout out to Box of Pepsi, MTG on Instagram and other social medias for the playmat. I won it in a giveaway from them. You can watch me attempt to open packs here. Nothing too crazy for the stream. We're just here to open packs, see what we get. I have no idea what's good in the set besides what I pulled at pre-release. Got ourselves a token. We'll set that aside. Hey, Addercop, used it at pre-release. Bilbo's Deadly Slice. It's an instant. 1 colorless, 2 black pips. We got Destroy Target Creature. Big fan of cards like that. Always a big fan of black destruction. Duskwatch Hunter. We pulled one of those in pre-release and used it in the deck. For those that don't know, it's 2 colorless and either a black or a green. Can't be blocked by tokens, and when it enters, you put a +1/+1 on something. Pretty dope. Velvet Wing Butterflies. 2-drop or 3-drop with 2 colorless, 1 white pip. But also has an adventure for 1 colorless and a white pip. Tap 1 or 2 target creatures. Pretty cool for control. It's a 2/2 flying. Pretty cool in pre-release. Thorin's Last Stand. I actually got hit with this a couple times. Choose 1. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn, or destroy target artifact or enchantment and you gain 2 life. It's the full art. Pretty cool. I didn't get to use it, but I might throw it in a deck or two here soon. Mirkwood Meditator. I didn't see this at all. I wish I had. Whenever a land you control enters, you may have this creature's base power and toughness become 4/2 until end of turn. It is a 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 blue pip. Wargling. 1 colorless, 1 green. Ferocious. Whenever this creature attacks while you control a creature with power 4 or greater until end of turn, it gets +1/+0. And creatures you control gain trample. That's pretty sweet. Patient Instructor. 2 colorless, 1 white or a blue. Vigilance. And when this creature enters, recruit, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, create a 1/1 white human soldier. People played it last night. I don't think the discarding really worked out for folks at pre-release, but more power to them for attempting it. When this creature dies, amass Goblins 4. Put 4 +1/+1 counters on an army you control. It's also a goblin. If you don't control an army, crew a 0/0 black goblin army creature token first. So you want it more probably as a chump blocker, and then you create what you create, because it is this set has so many 3-drops. 2 colorless, red or black. All right, Bow for a Reliable Guardian. It's 1 white, comes with an adventure as well. Concerted Care. 1 colorless, 1 white pip. Target artifact or creature you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. It's a 1/1 lifelink. It's not bad. Witherland Scrounger. 4 colorless, green pip. Ferocious. We already talked about that. But this one gives a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. It is a 3/6. This is a pre-release bomb. Glamdring Foehammer. A 2-drop artifact, colorless, but has an adventure for 3 colorless and a blue. Mill 6 cards, then put all instant and sorcery cards from among them into your hand. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is the equipped creature's power. Sick. Gandalf, Wandering Wizard. Ward 3 and 6. Gandalf's owner shuffles him into their library and draws 3 cards. It's a 4 colorless, 1 blue pip drop. And Lake Town. Alright. So, real quick, we'll see this throughout. Not a single red card in that pack. That was crazy. Put lands over here. Multicolored over here. Alright, on to pack number 2. I actually don't know how many packs I won. Away we go. Wood Elves. We've already discussed Wood Elves before. They are a land tutor. 2 colorless and a green. 1/1. When it enters, you search your library for a forest and put it onto the battlefield. Not even tap. You just put it on the battlefield. Crude Bent Blade. 2 colorless and a black pip. When this equipment enters, target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. 2/2 equip. Pretty cool. Oin the Brave. 1 colorless, 1 red pip. Storied. If you control 3 or more artifacts, legendaries, and or sagas, you have an enduring story for the rest of the game. As long as you have an enduring story, Oin gets +1/+0 and has haste. Discard a card and draw a card. A lot of that in this set. Dwarven Provisioner. 1 colorless, 1 white. And then for 3 colorless and a white, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Well-Worn Spatula. I heard people talking about this last night. A lot of folks wanted it. It is a 1-drop artifact. When this equipment enters, you gain 2 life. Pretty fantastic. Equip creature gets +1/+1, and equip is 1 colorless. Really cool card. Would have been great in pre-release. I did not get it. Smaug's Fury. 1 colorless, 1 red. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains reach and first strike until end of turn. Great card. Long Lake Nuisance. Got to play against this a couple times. 3 colorless and a blue pip. Flying. And when it enters, recruit. Draw a card, discard a card. Tidings of War. 1 red. Amass Goblins 1. If this spell was cast from the graveyard, amass Goblins 3 instead. Flashback for 3 colorless and a red pip. I don't know why I put that over there. Snow Slope Hunter. We got a Goblin Ranger for 2 colorless and a red pip. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until the end of your next turn. Activate only during your turn and only once. Sound the Trumpets. 1 colorless, 2 blue pips. Counter target spell. If that spell's mana value is 2 or less, recruit. Kinda wish I had pulled that. Golem the Abandoned. Golem can't block. So for 1 colorless and a black, you get a 2/2 that can't block. But when he enters, exile up to 1 target card from an opponent's graveyard. Each opponent loses 1 or 2 life. For 2, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only as a sorcery. That's alright. That's okay. Dane's Company. This is the rare. 1 red, 1 white. This creature has lifelink as long as you control another dwarf. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a dwarf or equipment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Foil Spatula. Let's go. Another dual land. Tap land. Iron Hills. On to pack number 3. Got a dwarf token, nothing crazy. Bjorn, Reluctant Host. 4 colorless and a green, or the adventure is Till Intend for 1 colorless and a green. Till Intend, you may play an additional land this turn. Pretty cool. And then just 5/5 trample. Nothing crazy, but still useful. Reverent Howl. 2 colorless and a black pip. It's an instant. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink until end of turn. Ragged Short Spear. Artifact equipment for 1 colorless and a red. When this equipment enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and equip 3. Not all that great. Velvet Wing Butterflies, we already discussed it. Moment of Glory. This thing got used on me a couple times. Moment of Glory is 1 white pip. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control if the spell was cast from your graveyard. Also put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Flashback is 4 colorless and a white. Old Thrush, fantastic. Colorless bird. Another Gandalf Wandering Wizard. Stir Up Trouble as an additional cost to cast the spell. Sacrifice an artifact or creature or pay for destroy target creature. That sucks. This is not a good card. I guess if you're running a sack deck, it's useful. Galleon, Elven King's Butler, 2 colorless, 2 green. Whenever Galleon attacks, choose up to 1 target creature you control. Its base power and toughness become equal to Galleon's power and toughness until end of turn. Large Bear! 3 colorless and either a black-green or black-green. Your choice. Reach, Trample, and Haste. Good fucking card. Nothing more to say about it. Ravenhill Flock. Flying. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Cantankerous Keepers. Affinity for Elves. When this creature enters, mill 4 cards, then put all elf cards from among them into your hand. For 5 colorless and a green, you get a 4/3. It's alright. Masters, Counselors. 1 colorless, 1 blue pip, Vigilance. Creature gets +2/+0 for each graveyard with 7 or more cards in it. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target player mills 3 cards. Wow. That's a 1/3. And we got ourselves a swamp. Pack number 4. Get the token out of here. Gundabad Opportunist, 3 colorless and a red. When this creature enters, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. It is a 4/2 goblin. Mirkwood Nurturer. Didn't see this last night, kinda wish I had. When this creature enters, return up to 1 other target permanent you control to its owner's hand. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So for 2 colorless and either a green or a blue, you get a 3/2, potentially a 4/3. Ravening Warg. 1 colorless, 1 black. Creature wolf, death touch, and ferocious. If it attacks and you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you gain 2 life. Pretty cool. Vow to Erebor. 1 colorless, 1 white. Untap target creature you control. It gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's a dwarf, you may attach an equipment you control to it. Esgaroth Garrison. 4 colorless, 1 white pip. Esgaroth's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. That's pretty sick. When this creature enters, recruit. So get yourself a creature potentially. Plunder the Trollshaws. 1 colorless, 1 blue pip. Draw a card. If this spell was cast from the graveyard, draw 2 cards instead. Flashback for 3 colorless, 1 blue pip. Nothing crazy, but card draw is awesome. We got a little bear! Flash. When this creature enters, untap another target creature you control. If that creature is a bear, put a +1/+1 counter on it. 2 colorless, 1 green for a 3/2 with flash. Sick. I fucking love the bears. Lakeshore Apothecary. 1 colorless, 1 blue. Vigilance. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. I pulled this in from my packs during pre-release, but didn't play it. Didn't really have the use for it. Dreaded Bat Cloud. I'm pretty sure I have a full art of this. This creature, this spell costs 3 less to cast if a creature died this turn. It's 4 colorless and a black pip for a 4/2 flying death touch. It's not bad. Hey, so I traded this Gandalf last night for... where is he? For this bad boy. Cool. Guess I don't feel so bad about trading it now. Get that back in there, you can see my arm. Gandalf, Spark Starter, 4 colorless, and 2 red pips. Has reach for a 4/3. When he enters, though, he deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 3 targets. So he has a lightning bolt on the way in. Pretty sick. Troll Negotiations for 2 colorless, 2 green. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Then it fights target creature an opponent controls. Fantastic for control decks. Dwalin Weapon Master. He is the rare of the pack, 1 colorless, and either a red or white first strike. Whenever Dwalin enters or attacks, put a hone counter on each equipment you control. Hone counter grants +1/+1 to equipped creature for each hone counter. Pretty sick. The Black Arrow. For 3 colorless, it is a legendary artifact equipment. Flash. When the Black Arrow enters, it deals 1 damage to any target. If a dragon is dealt damage this way, destroy it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has reach and 1 to equip. We have another Iron Hills. Pack 5, I believe. Not too many repeats so far. That's pretty cool. It's not a big set either, so I'm kind of surprised by that. Nice axe token. Pinecone Strike. I got nailed with this so many times. Pinecone Strike deals 3 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead, or destroy target artifact token. This thing killed so many of my creatures. We got another Born Reluctant Host. Already talked about him. Reverent Hal. I just said repeats. Old Thrush. Where do we put the other Old Thrush? I guess we'll throw him over here. Confusticate and Bebother. It is a 2 colorless and blue Pip. It's an instant. Choose one, counter target spell unless its controller pays 4, or draw 2 cards and then discard a card. Pretty solid. Hobbit Hole. This got played against me a couple times last night. You sack this land and then you search for a basic land card and put it on the field tapped. Mirkwood Meditator. Talked about it earlier. Gnashing of Teeth. 1 colorless, 2 black pips. Choose one. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Creatures target player controls get -1/-1 until end of turn. Great for clearing out token decks real quick. Misty Mountains Raider, 4 colorless red pip whenever you attack a mass goblins 2. Pretty cool. It's 4/4. Lake Town Mariners, 4 colorless, 2 blue pips, an adventure gone fishing, 3 colorless and a blue pip. The adventure is exile 2 creatures and or lands you control, then return them to the battlefield under their wow. Vigilance. So the mainline text for the creature itself is Vigilance, Ward 2, and it is a 6/5. Azog, Moria's Ruin. This thing looks sick. 2 colorless and a black. 3-drop. When Azog enters, destroy up to 1 other target creature. Its controller amasses Goblins X, where X is that creature's power. If you controlled that creature, draw a card. Alright. 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 We got a mythic. 3 colorless, 2 green. Legendary bear, baby. Let's fucking go. Trample. Other bears you control get +2/+2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a trample counter on up to target creature, 1 target creature you control. It becomes a bear in addition to its other types. Then if you control 3 or more bears, draw 2 cards. Hell yeah. In a foil goblin town? Cool. This is sick. This is awesome. Away we go. Keep cracking. We're only halfway through, by the way. We got quite a ways to go yet. Great Fierce Bee, 2 colorless, 1 black. Flying, whenever 1 or more other creatures die, scry 1. It's 2/2. Gun to Bad Opportunist, we already talked about it. Mirkwood Nurturer, we already discussed it. Magnificent End, 4 colorless and a white pip. This spell costs 3 less to cast if it targets a tapped creature. Magnificent End deals 5 damage to a target creature. Pretty cool. Old Thrush. Smaug's Fury, we discussed it. Plunder the Trollshaws, we discussed it. Lake Town Toymaker, 3 colorless and a white pip. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, another creature you control gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. It is a 3/4 creature, not bad. Desolation Prowler. Pay 2 life, this creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate only once. It is 1 colorless, 1 black, and is a 2/2. Masters Consulars, we already talked about it. Down in the Valley is the rare. 2 colorless and a green. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. That's the first part of the saga. Second, this saga gains landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 1/1 elf creature token. And then 3 and 4 are elves you control get +1/+0 and gain vigilance until end of turn. Not a bad buff spell. Bolg's Company. Little Rakdos here. Red and black. This creature has haste as long as you control another goblin. Sacrifice another goblin. Add red and black. That's alright. 2-2. Rage into the Valley. I like... Wow, it's foil! That's sick! You draw a card and lose 1 life. Amass goblins too. That foiling is incredible. That is sick. Whoever foiled that, good job. I think we're on pack 7. Who cares? Ravening Warg, already talked about it. Dory, Bearer of Friends, 2 colorless and a red pip. For a 3-2 with trample. When Dory enters, create a treasure token. Wow. Wood Elves, already discussed it. Already know what it does. Magnificent End, already discussed it. Know what it does. Another Spatula, Tidings of War, we discussed it. Making Goblins. Patient Instructor, I think we are finally hitting some of the repeats. We got another Little Bear. A lot of good, like, 40 and 60 card ideas. Old Fat Spider Can't See Me. This was a good draft card. 2 colorless and 1 blue pip. For this enchantment saga, target creature you control gains hexproof for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield. That's for the first part. For number 2, prevent all damage that would be dealt by up to 1 target creature for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield. Pretty good. And then 3 and 4, draw a card. Pretty straightforward. Stone by Sunlight. Choose 1. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Or, until end of turn, target creature becomes an artifact in addition to its other types and gains indestructible. It is an instant for 1 colorless, 1 white pip. Thror's Map. It is a 2-drop legendary artifact. When it enters, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put that card into your hand and shuffle, or for 2 and tap it, draw a card, discard a card. The Lonely Mountain is my rare. This land enters tapped unless you control an equipment. For 4 and a red, create a 2/2 red dwarf creature token. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each equipment you control. Long Lake Nuisance and foil. That's alright. This is a cool mountain. Couple more packs to go. Some good stuff so far. I don't know. I'm having fun with it. Great Fears B, we already discussed it. Gundabad Opportunist, Mirkwood. Ori, Keeper of Songs, 2 colorless, 1 white pip. Storied, if you control 3 or more artifacts, legendaries, and or sagas, you have an enduring story for the rest of the game. As long as you have an enduring story, Ori gets +1 and has vigilance. +1/+0, sorry. Giant's Boulder, one of my favorite 1-drops from pre-release last night, is a 1-drop artifact. When it enters, scry 2, great for deck fixing. Tap 1 and tap the Giant's Boulder, add 1 mana of any color. It's for mana fixing. But for 7 and sack it, destroy target permanent. Pretty cool. Enchanted River's Grasp won me so many games last night. 2 colorless and a blue pip. You enchant a creature. When this aura enters, tap target or tap enchanted creature and remove all counters from it. It's incredible to read every time. Also, the artwork is reminiscent of Time Ebb, one of my favorite cards that actually got me into drawing. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Quarrel, for 1 colorless and a green, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Pretty nice, don't even have to have them fight. Plunder of Trollshaws, we've already seen it. Elven Raft, Steer, we talked about it in the pre-release video. But for 2 colorless and a blue, you get a 3/2 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, choose one. Tap target creature an opponent controls. Untap target creature you control. Great card. Alright, bow for a reliable guardian. We already saw it. The Chief Warg! Let's fucking go! 2 colorless, Angolgari, black and green, menace, and ferocious. Whenever you attack while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you draw a card and lose 1 life. I just like wolves. Ballin' lore, he is ballin'. You know what, man? Here. I'm gonna grab my pipe as well. Respect it, brother. Let's see what we got on your text. So, for 3 colorless and 2 red, you get a storied dwarf bard who is 4/4. Whenever Ballin, probably Ballin, or another dwarf you control enters, you may discard your hand. Draw X cards, where X is the number of cards discarded this way. If you have an enduring story, Ballin does X damage to each opponent. Radagast of the Rosgobel. 2 colorless, 2 green, legendary avatar wizard. First creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast and can be cast as if though it had flash for 2/5. Silly. Good pulls. Sick. We're gonna have some fun building a deck out of these. We got a bear token! Fuck yeah! I'm gonna turn this into Winnie the fucking Pooh. Goblin Town Flunkies. For a 1 colorless, 1 red, you get a 1/1 haste and an Amass Goblins 1. Ordinary Bear! For 3 colorless and a green, you get a 4/5 bear. Esgaroth Garrison, we discussed it earlier. Rage into the Valley, we got the full art of it. Foil, pretty cool. Hobbit Hole, we got one earlier, discussed it. Gandalf, we got one earlier. We are finally hitting some repeats. Iron Hills Stalwart, 4 colorless and a red pip. For a 4/5 trample, and when this creature enters, attach target equipment you control to up to 1 target creature you control. Down to Goblin Town. For 2 colorless and 1 black. This saga, on its first turn, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. For the second part, Amass Goblins 1. And for 3 and 4, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Dwarven Mauler, 1 red pip. Equip abilities you activate that target this creature cost 2 less to activate. Pretty sick. For a 2/1. Nasty Little Rabbit for 1 green pip. It has ferocious. We might have to do an altar on this for a Monty Python rabbit. It is a 1/2. Killy the Resourceful. It is the rare of the pack. 1 colorless, 1 white pip. Storied, we already discussed that. As long as you have an enduring story, you may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost of the first equip ability you activate each turn. Whenever another dwarf or equipment you control enters, draw. No. Only activates. That's sick. Gandalf, Goblin's Bane. 2 colorless and a red. Plus an adventure. We have Flame Shape, which is 1 colorless and a red. Let's talk about this adventure. Look at the top 2 cards of your library and exile them face down. For as long as they remain exiled, you may play them if you control a wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Gandalf gets +1/+1 until end of turn and deals 1 damage to each opponent. Sick mythic. Front Porch Sentries. When this creature dies, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn for a 1 colorless, 1 black, 2/2 drop. And we have Markwood and Golgari Tapland. A little human soldier token. Smaug, the Great Calamity for 5 colorless and 2 red. You also get a Spew Flame adventure. Let's talk about the adventure. Spew Flame deals 5 damage to a target creature. And main text says it is a flying 5/5. Both Side Wanderers, 4 colorless, 2 green. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Pretty cool. Golem, Silent Slinker, 3 colorless and a black. And you get an adventure with it for a meager meal. 1 black pip, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Target player gains 2 life. Wow, that's really cool. Has Menace for a 4/3 as well. Vow to Erebor, we already discussed it. We got another Old Thrush. Bilbo Baggins Burglar. It is a 2 colorless, 1 blue with an adventure. Take a glance. Let's take a glance at that adventure. You scry 2. But mainline text says when Bilbo Baggins enters, draw a card. 2/1, not bad. Goblin Plate Mail for 1 colorless and either a black or red. When this equipment enters, amass goblins 1, then attach equipment to the amassed army. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has menace, equip 4. Confusticate and Bebother, counterspell we talked about earlier. Gloin the Mighty for 3 colorless and a red. You also get an adventure for 2 colorless and a red. Let's talk about the adventure. Easy Pickings deals 1 damage to each opponent or each creature your opponents control. Mainline text says at the beginning of your first main phase, add to what? That's just a thing? Sick. Dreaded Bat Cloud. Pretty cool. Already talked about it earlier. Woodland Weave Master. Talked about it in the pre-release video, but for 1 colorless and a green, you get a Vigilance 1/2 elf that whenever another elf you control enters, this one gets +1/+1 and can be tapped to add X mana of any 1 color where X is this creature's power. Spend it only on elf spells. The Eagles are coming. 1 colorless, 1 white. Kicker is 2 colorless, 2 white. Choose target creature you own. If this spell was kicked, instead choose any number target creatures you own. Return each chosen creature to your hand. At the beginning of your next upkeep, create a 4/4 white bird soldier creature token with flying for each creature returned to your hand this way. It's an instant. Old Fat Spider Can't See Me in foil. And Elven King's Halls Tapland. Alright, down to the last 2 packs. Hey, we got a Goblin Army token. Finally. We talked about the Ragged Short Spear. Guardian of the Halls. Use this in pre-release. For a 1 colorless and green, you get a 2/2 trample with the ability of 5 colorless and 2 green. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on this creature. Helped out in pre-release. Front Porch Sentries. Got a foil of it. Nori, Teller of Tales for 1 colorless and a red or white. Whenever Nori attacks, target attacking creature gains first strike until end of turn. I got hit with this once or twice. It was pretty good. Lake Town Lookout for 1 white When this creature dies, recruit. It is a 1/1. Uneasy Partings. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets an attacking non-token creature. Target creature's owner puts it on their choice of top or bottom of their library. Pretty mean for control for a 4-drop. Warg Tactics. 1 colorless and a green. Choose 1. Destroy target creature with flying, or put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains trample and hexproof until end of turn. Great protection spell. Dane, Lord of the Iron Hills. For 1 colorless and a white, you get a Vigilance Storied 2/2, and as long as you have the Enduring Story, creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Hell yes. It's a ghostly prison on a stick. Oh man, that's awesome. Galleon, Elven King's Butler. We discussed it earlier. Eagle's Rescue. Enchantment Aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has flying. For 2 colorless and either a white-blue, either a white-white or blue-blue or white-blue. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Attached to target creature you control the power 1 or less. Activate only as a sorcery. The Great Gilded Boat is the rare. 2 colorless and a blue. Whenever you attack, recruit. Crew 2. It's a 4/4 for a 3-drop. Not bad. Bard's Company. For 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. You may cast a spell as though it had flash if you control a human. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, recruit. It's a 2/3. It's alright. Ori, Keeper of Songs in foil. Not bad. I'm glad we got the Bjorn Mythic in foil. I think it's the only foil Mythic we have. Who cares? We weren't even going to buy anything from this set originally, so here we are. Alright, final pack. Pinecone Strike, we discussed it earlier. Born Reluctant Host, we discussed it. Reverent Hal. Moment of Glory. Yep. Long-Bodied Gray Dog. Alright. 3 colorless. Flash Reach for a 2/2. When this creature enters, create a tapped treasure token. Cool. Little Bear. Elven King's Harper. This helped me win games last night. For 1 colorless and a blue pip, you get a 2/2, but for 4 colorless and a blue, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Absolutely devastating stuff. Stony Voiced Goblins. For 1 colorless and a black pip. When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card. It is a 1/1. Great ugly looking goblin who just looks like a goblin. 5 colorless and a black, or you can use the sorcery for 1 colorless and a black. It's Clap Snap, Amass Goblins 2, or mainline text reads, each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has menace. Bilbo Luckwearer. It is a colorless and blue to summon this bad boy, or you could Burglar's Plot Adventure for 4 colorless and a blue. Let's read about this adventure. Exchange control of 2 target non-land permanents that share a card type. Bilbo... Oh! I have the other full art of this. Bilbo can't be blocked. Whenever Bilbo deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. So, Bard the Bowman. 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. For a 1/3 with reach, whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains lifelink until end of turn. Pretty cool. Bard's Company. We get a full art for 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. You may cast a spell as though it had flash if you control a human. We already discussed this. Smaug's Fury in foil. and Goblin Town. That was our pack openings from the Hobbit pre-release, where we went 4-0. But once again, we will show off what we got from the winnings. We got Access Tunnel. We got Unearth. We got Nowhere to Run. Courier of Comestibles. Mr. Fantastic. Echo. An Unexpected Party. Bilbo Luckware. Wood Elves. Into the Floodmaw. Guide of Souls. Yuna Grand Summoner. And the One Ring. So, with that being said, big shout out to Mayhem Games and Cafe, one of my many local LGSs. Go support your local LGS. If you'd like to support me further, go check out the Instagram, where you will see my oil paintings, sketch work, and other shenanigans. Up in Smoke Productions, link in the About section. Or go check out the YouTube, where this video, the discussion of my pre-release deck, and over 700 other videos have been uploaded for free, non-monetized, non-sponsored, all out of the love of my heart. Go check that out. And as you venture out into your own crack packings of life, please be safe. Please be good to each other. Please be better. I will see you on the other side for the Reality Fracture pre-release. I think as long as I can keep affording and attending pre-releases, and even if I don't do well, I might do a breakdown of what happened and what might have caused me to take losses. I'm very excited for Reality Fracture. I love In-Universe's set. The only reason I went to Hobbit is because of my friends. So big shout out to my friends for getting me out, or else none of this would have been possible for today. So once again, please be safe. Please be good to each other. Please be better. I will see you on the other side. Thank you. Take care. Good night. Goodbye. Good times.